but it is 4th of July weekend celebration, I guess you could say. Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. I hope everybody's having a good time with their 4th of July celebrations. I didn't name this live because I want to talk about a few topics, but I'm going to see like who's up and who's going to be in the chat, and I'm not going to end up talking to myself. But I really do want to talk about friendship, things I notice about friends and women. I want to expose the behaviors of women. Hey, Yolanda. I want to expose the behaviors in women friendships. I want to expose things that women do to men, women to look out for. I was just eating something. Hopefully, I don't got nothing in my teeth. I went to the International African Arts Festival. I live in New York, and it was pouring, guys, pouring, raining. I didn't even put my lipstick on because I was just eating a fish sandwich that I had got from there. It was so good. I should have got 2 pieces. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me get on my laptop. How are y'all celebrating? Are y'all having a good 4th of July weekend so far? I don't celebrate 4th of July, but I did go to the International African Arts Festival in Brooklyn. But because of the rain, I didn't stay long, pretty much. Give me a second. Let me put my lipstick on, guys. So as I'm entering my 40s, quietly, hey, you love my hair. Thank you, Rhonda. How are you? I know it's like 11 o'clock Eastern time, but I just got in the house like 30 minutes ago. I put my groceries away and then I'm like, oh, let me get on live and talk for a little bit. Hey, Nikki. Wishing you what? I've been watching you for years. Your videos helped me in such dark times in my life. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I'm glad I could help you. Hi, I really don't do anything. I just shopped. What you buy? What you bought me? Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. I'm such a girly girl. I have to put my lipstick on. Um, but yes, I did go to the African. If you're in New York tomorrow, the 3rd, and then the 4th, that's when the 4th is the last day. International African Arts Festival. So if you like African art, clothing, they got soaps, oils, jewelry. I mean, high-end stuff, low-end stuff. Go, okay? They only ask you for like a little donation to get in to walk around. You can give them $2 and walk in. But I go every year. But I didn't really get much because I'm broke. But I did get these earrings. These are so cute. I like them. They kind of remind me of like a spear, the top of a spear. So I thought that was nice. So I decided to get these, and they were only $5 because I'm boiling on a budget right now, guys. I'm broke. And then I got this print. Isn't this print nice, guys? This African print. This is 2 yards, and he gave it to me for $10. I just use it to do like my head wraps and stuff like that. But I'm gonna have to cut it because I only use like a yard for that. But I'm telling you, go. Hey, Supreme. Hey. Oh, the Bath and Body Works. Girl, Bath and Body Works be giving me rashes. I don't know how y'all could use that stuff. I do like their hand sanitizer, and I do like their candles are nice too. So if they have a sale, I like the candles. I can't wear that stuff. I have a rash now, guys, not down there, but I have a rash. I don't know what's it from. I have a dermatologist, but it's like right here. I'm like, what the hell? My skin is so sensitive. It's terrible. But yeah, guys, I don't really want to talk about narcissism tonight, or I don't really want to talk about chosen one stuff. But if you have any questions about the chosen one stuff, I will answer it. Um, but let me tell y'all guys. So my 40th birthday is next month, August 15th. Write it down. Don't forget. Send me a birthday gift. Any Leos in the building? Oh yeah, and happy birthday to all the cancers. Um, but I realized that, through the years, and that's why I even started the channel. We deal with, even chosen ones, we deal with a lot of narcissism, right? You deal with a lot of toxic people, negative people. And when you have a good heart, you keep forgiving people. You try to think about all they've been through and give them a chance, and you're passive aggressive. You let people treat you like trash, and then you complain about it later, right? We all been there. We all did it. We've all gone through the process, right? And even up until my early 30s, guys, I had narcissists in my life. I had a best friend that was a narcissist, and because of how I was raised, people say, well, if you're so powerful, you so strong, why would you let people treat you like that? And it's because of how we were brought up. So think about it. If your mama or your daddy treated you like trash, right? And then you grow up to attract people who have the same energy, and you're like, oh, my mama did me worse. You're like, oh, my mama did me worse. Oh, you know what it is? Hold on a second, guys. Let me hold on. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. That's why it's acting like that. I gotta cut my Wi-Fi on. That's what it is. Let me cut my Wi-Fi on. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that crap. Hold on a minute, guys. That's why it's acting like that. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm trying to cut my Wi-Fi on, and then there we go. That's why it was glitching, because I had for this live. Lord have mercy. But yeah, so hold on, come on. Cut it off. I'm trying to cut my data off. Okay, hopefully my data got cut off and I'm on my Wi-Fi now. All right, so we're prone to attract these people because of how we were raised, right? So we're like, oh, my mama treated me like this, my daddy treated me like that, it was worse. So this friend is doing this to me, that's nothing, I can handle it. So a lot of us, we able to handle a lot of emotional abuse, right? It's not really like maybe not financial abuse, or you never had nobody hit you, because growing up, my stepfather used to hit on my mother, and I used to be like, please, when I get older, I will never let no man hit me. And I never had a man hit me, but I still let men abuse me in my past. I still let friends abuse me, you know what I'm saying? And some of y'all are not 40 yet, and I'm gonna be y'all big sis, and let y'all know that you have to stop the cycle now. Stop befriending these people who do not like you, who see your light and they just want to use you for your light. They just want to use you for your wisdom, your kindness. Like, people will use you just because you're kind, and they never had a kind friend or a kind mother or a kind father, but it's weird because they hate you for it. That's the crazy thing about it. Why you didn't tell me my hair looking crazy on the top? They're not gonna tell you, oh, you would think, oh, people just use you for sex or use you for money. No, people really use you for your energy, your light. And like I always say, they don't teach you this in school. People are using you for your energy just because you're a kind person. It's very hard for you to say no, right? Because your whole family used you. You were the black sheep. You're the scapegoat. You're used to being used. So that's why you keep attracting these type of friends, okay? Where's my list at? I think I have a list here. I think I had a list because I think I did this on my Patreon. But click like on the chat for me. You said sending love. Thank you. 710. 710. That's not a Leo. Oh, 710's Cancer. Happy birthday. Moon, are you a Leo? Okay. Okay. Looking beautiful. Thank you, Coco. Let me see. Okay. Let me just keep talking. Hold on a minute. Let me get a sip. This ain't wine. This is watermelon juice. I wish it was some damn wine up in there. I did a short video about this, right? But I still want to talk about it on a live. You cannot be friends with people who do not love themselves, guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I'm trying to have grace for certain people. But you got to understand, there's some people that they're not going to do the work in this lifetime. They're not. They don't want to be healed. They're comfortable with their demons. They're comfortable with not loving themselves. Healing is scary for them. Do you know how many people I know who are broken right now? They entering their 40s and they have health insurance. They have good jobs. They can even pay for it out of pocket and they will not go see a therapist. And I've told them to their face, something is wrong with you. You need professional help. And I can't help you because you're not going to listen to me. And you can't get in the business of trying to save people. And I know that a lot of y'all are chosen ones and y'all think that's why you're here on earth. No, you're only here to do the assignments that God instructs you to do. It is not your business to be trying to save your mama, your daddy, your sister, whoever, your brother, your children. It's not your job to save them. You cannot save them. People literally make their own agreement to their soul contract. Even if it's a child, you can instruct a child, you can raise a child, but at some point that child, when they're older, they're going to make the decision whether they want to heal or not. There's going to be that split where that person goes, okay, do I want to be a good person? Do I want to be evil? Do I want to heal? It's not your place, guys. I'm telling you. And I spent a lot of years being friends with people who did not love themselves. And when I started to love myself, that's when we start to really clash, right? You start to really clash with these individuals because watching you love yourself. Because when you start loving yourself, you're going to gravitate, you're going to attract, positive things coming into your life, right? Because everything is in your thoughts. So if you're thinking positively about yourself, you're going to start getting the jobs you want, then start getting the man or woman you want. You start going, traveling, anything that you want. It starts coming towards you because you're putting yourself in a positive light. How long do you think you're going to survive around somebody who hates themselves? No, you're not. You cannot be friends with people who hate themselves. Every little thing about you. They're going to be watching you prosper. They're watching you shine. They're watching people love you. But you never see those people, you go to a party and they be dancing and they shedding light and everything like that. Some of those people could be some of the saddest people. I understand that. But that's that aura and that energy. people are so drawn to you when you love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you treat yourself better. You're able to make better decisions when you love yourself. You don't let nobody talk to you any old kind of way or treat you any old kind of way. But they do. So when they're around you and you're not treating yourself like trash like they do, you're making them feel worse. You're making them feel worse. They can't stand you either. The more they're around you and they see how you move and they see how people gravitate towards you, a lot of times when people hate themselves, people don't even notice them. Because spiritually, when you hate yourself, you're kind of quieting your spirit. Do you know you can do that? I do it all the time. I quiet my spirit. I'm like, when I go out today, I don't want anyone speaking to me. It's almost like I shut my spirit off so nobody can see me. I don't know how I do it, but I do it. But that is something that people who hate themselves, they do. That's why nobody asks them out. That's why nobody pays them any mind. That's why they don't get compliments in the street. Because that aura is funky. They can pick up on it. And the only people that talk to them is vultures, savages, people who want to use them. Oh, yeah, look at her. Huh. Insecure. I definitely can use her. Can use her for sex, can use her for money. Predators can smell it on you when you don't love yourself. They can smell it on you when you do love yourself. So they try to beat you down. They're like, yeah, she thinks she all that. He think he all that. I bet I can break their confidence. You cannot be around people who don't love themselves. They're dangerous guys. Do you know how many times I was friends with people who hated themselves and they tried to literally sabotage me? I just had to cut a girl off. He said, I'm so pretty. Thank you, Alicia. I really enjoyed your recent video about this. Oh, yes. Thank you. Right. People need and want to improve. Yeah, I did a short video and I just want to elaborate on this. Click like on the chat for me, guys. Let me get on YouTube real quick. Don't forget to bless me financially if you can. You can add money to the chat or my Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. Richard, I'm doing good. I'm actually pretty good. I can't complain right now. Besides money problems, I'm good. God is good all the time. It could be worse, right? I could be in the street. I could not have no food in my fridge. It could be worse. But yeah. I just cut off a girl. Sorry, I got lost there for a second. Glad you're good, Richard. I just cut off a girl who hates herself, right? And sometimes people who hate themselves, they're not, overtly aggressive, all right? It's like the small little digs that they do. Right. So this girl ain't never come at me on no rah, rah, rah. There's a fly in here. She never came at me or nothing. It's always been very passive aggressive, little sneakiness. Like one time she said to me, I used to live across the street from her house when I was 15, my mother and I. And she said to me, oh, do you remember that guy who lived in the building that you lived in? I said, no, I don't really remember anyone. I was 15 years old. I'm like almost 40 years old. How would I remember this guy that lived in our building? I don't remember. So she said, oh, because I was talking to him about you. And I'm like, why is she asking a guy that lived in the building when I was 15? Why is she doing that? She was fishing. She's looking for information. So she said, yeah, he said that, oh, your mom didn't pay the rent back in the day. What? And that's something I should have swung on her, guys, right? But instead I said, wow, this girl really hates herself. She couldn't find anything on me in the present day. She had to go so low as to talk about me. You're supposed to be my friend. So you went out of your way to, I'm not a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio moon. But thank you. Thank you for liking my tattoos. Thank you, Richard. Hey, Aubrey. So this girl was talking about me to some man who I don't remember, fishing for information, guys. And I'm just like, do you know how low of a person she has to be to do that? And had the balls, the audacity to come to my face and say that. She should have had that conversation with him, or she should have said, "Oh, that's my friend. I'm not gonna talk about my friend like that." Keep in mind, guys, my mother is dead. She's not here to defend herself. And when I was 15, my mother got diagnosed with cancer. So if she was late on rent or something like that, that was because she couldn't work because she was taking chemo treatment and radiation. And I remember it took them 9 months to give her disability, her SSI check. I remember I remembered. But as far as rent, I'm 15 years old. My mother's not going to tell me, oh, she late on rent. She's never going to tell me that, you know? But anyway, this is how low people are. They will dig up stuff from 1804 on you guys, okay? That's someone who hates themselves. She could not find nothing on me 5 years ago. She couldn't find nothing on me today. This bitch had to go back into the files when I'm 15 years old, when I'm a child, and talk about something with my dead mother. And yeah, I should have swung on her, but I didn't. I said, wow, this is a disgusting person, you know? And I forgave her. I forgave her for that, right? You always get it wrong. Yeah, I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo sun and I'm Scorpio moon. So these people will dig very deep, guys. And so the last straw for me was we were at a public place. We were at my lover right now. We're at his job. He works in a restaurant. And she just kept staring at him, right? I already told the story. She just kept staring at him. And I said, okay, that's the last straw. Because this is how bad it gets, guys. People who hate themselves, you're hanging out with them when they can't, when their other tactics do not work. Then they'll try to sabotage your job. They'll try to sabotage your reputation. They'll try to sabotage your relationships. Okay. And it was pretty much an insult because the girl was busted, guys. All right. She's busted. For her to even think that she can get my lover is actually is an insult to him. That's just a candle back there, guys, if you see fire. So I was just like, wow. But this is the type of things you're going to deal with when you're dealing with people who hate themselves, who do not love themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. Everyone has insecurities. I'm not talking about that. I have insecurities. I'm talking about a person who hates themselves. That means that this person does not love their core. I'm not talking about their body and their face. No. When someone doesn't love themselves, they don't love their core, their character, their spirit, who they are, their being. They do not love it. They hate themselves. And this is why they hate to even look in a mirror. And you can tell when these people hate themselves because of the way they even carry themselves. Every time I saw her, she had boogers in her nose. She had dandruff on her shoulder. I'm like, did you not look in the mirror before you left the house? And that's one thing, guys, I don't like that. As a Leo, and I'm a Venus Virgo, oh, hell no. And y'all know how I am. I'm not perfect, but you see how I present myself, right? I'm not every day, but most of the time, you know, when I'm going somewhere, I have on makeup, right? But during the week, I wear lip gloss and some concealer. That's it. But my hair is always done, or I have a nice hat on or a head wrap. I make sure I look in the mirror before I leave. I'm not going to be around somebody who doesn't even take pride in their appearance. There's no way in hell you could be friends with someone who doesn't love themselves and they don't even present themselves well. That's another thing. That's how you could tell. How you going out and you grown and you got boogers in your nose? Every time I see you, you got boogers in your nose. I gotta tell you, you need a tissue. Why you got all that dandruff on your shoulder? Why your clothes wrinkly? Why your shoes leaning? You could tell by the appearance of someone that they don't take pride in themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people who dislike themselves and they can dress fly, but majority of the people who do not take pride in their appearance, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care about themselves, or they was raised to not care about themselves. All right. And I'm not doing that no more. I'm not going to be in my 40s walking around with dusties. No, you're not homeless. You can afford to buy clothing. You have a house, take a shower, clean your ears, wash your hair, present yourself well. And it's crazy because these people will be going outside dusty and then got the nerve to be jealous of you. You jealous of me, but you didn't even take pride. You didn't even take an extra 30 minutes to get yourself together. This girl will always say something about my appearance. Oh, why you wear makeup? Why don't you wear makeup? Why don't you wear makeup? Why don't you do your hair? Why isn't your clothes not matching? Why aren't you putting effort in your hygiene? And it's crazy because these be the people who be having so much sex. How y'all having? Who's having sex with these dusty people? That's disgusting. There's no way. If I was a man or a lesbian, I would not holler at no dusty woman. You know, you expect men to be a little dusty, but there's something wrong about a dusty, dirty woman. It's the worst, guys. Oh my gosh. But yes, that goes hand in hand. People who don't love themselves, don't be friends with them. You could be cordial. Don't make close, intimate relationships with people who don't love themselves. It's going to end bad. I'm letting you know that now. Y'all are going to clash. You're going to end up cracking them in their head, cursing them out. It's going to get ugly. Or they're going to try to embarrass you to make themselves feel better. They're going to belittle you. They're going to project onto you. Every time I try to do spiritual charity work, as I call it, I get my feelings hurt. All right. Or I be like, oh, I'm trying not to punch this person in their face. Don't do it. Okay. There's no way you can say you're a confident person, you love yourself, and you feel comfortable around somebody who hates themselves. No, you're not. You're not going to be comfortable. And if you are comfortable, that means you don't love yourself. Okay, let me see. I'm about to put yes, I do collect donations during my lives, guys. Y'all already know the deal. Bless a sister if you can. Let me see. Here's my information. I'm putting it in the chat right now. Is that it? Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. I hear fireworks already. They are going in. Do y'all have to work tomorrow, guys? I don't gotta work. What y'all saying exactly? Could have finished them in one word and they don't want. Virgo, Venus, I see you. You are single or married. Richard, you in here trying to holler at me? You know what, guys? That's something very interesting. I don't know how old y'all are, right? But my 40s is coming up, right? I'll be 40 next month. And I started thinking about marriage. And I'm like, I don't think I want to get married. And I was hanging out with my ex the other night. And we were talking about that. He's Muslim, so he's eventually going to get married because that's just what they do. And I told him, I was just like, you know what? I don't think I want to get married. And he was like, what? What are you talking about? You need companionship. And I was just like, no, you need companionship. And he's just like, what? Like, marriage is a good thing. And I'm just like, and single is a good thing too. And I don't think it's for everybody, you know? And what's crazy is that all the women in my family got married, right? But I feel like they got married for the wrong reasons. And I don't think marriage is for everyone. And sometimes I also feel like not getting married can heal your bloodline. So like all the women in my family got married, but they got married to abusers. You get what I'm trying to say? And I didn't. And I think that that is such an accomplishment on my end, that I didn't marry a narcissist or I didn't marry an abuser. Some of us chosen ones are not going to get married, or we're not going to have children, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think there's this idea still that a woman doesn't have her value or worth unless she's married. And yeah, I think I knew since I was a kid that marriage wasn't something that was a major thing for me. So I'm not completely writing it off, but I'm one of those people that if I do get married, great. But if I don't get married, great too, pretty much. Guys, I was on Instagram and there's this video, but I want to wait because I want to do a live with Kiki Green, but she's lives in Cali and her time is different from me. I live in New York. But I don't know if y'all follow Kiki Green here on YouTube and on TikTok. But there's this video circulating on all over the place. It's circulating on TikTok, on Instagram, maybe Facebook. I don't have Facebook. And in the video, this woman is saying how if her husband comes home at 2 o'clock in the morning, she'll get up out of the bed, she'll cook him something. She said whatever he want, he can have. She cooks, she cleans, she does everything for her husband. But towards the end, she even said, I don't even care if he had 3 women up the road, right? I don't care. But towards the end of the snippet, it's from a podcast basically. So I would have to play the whole clip. She says, because all my bills are paid, right? And, back in the day I'm a Black woman, so a lot of Black families, here in America, we didn't have rights. Women didn't have rights. I'm not sure what happened in other countries, but a lot of women got married because they couldn't buy a house, right? Or they couldn't get a car on their own. And that was how America was. But now we have more choice, right? We have more choice. Like, I inherited a home. I never have to get with a man to buy a house. You know what I'm saying? I already had a car before and I can buy another one, where women back in the day couldn't do that. So a lot of women, we have choices now. So I commented, I said, key words is that she said her bills are paid. So that means that she's with a provider. When I tell you guys, I could tell it was Black American men. They cussed me out in the comments just because I pointed out that her husband is provider. But that is the reason why a lot of our grandmothers and our mothers, that's the reason why they did what they did. They felt they had to. You get what I'm trying to say, guys? They felt they had to. And also, grandpa or dad pay the bills. And that's how I grew up. So a lot of times, I'm not from the hood, so to say, right? And I know it's different. It's a different mentality because a lot of people who grew up in the hood, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but a lot of them may have not seen their father being a provider due to poverty, right? Or they saw their single mother struggling. That's not my Black America. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up with a housewife mother who cooked every day. Actually me and my sister had to clean. My stepsister, we had to clean growing up. My mother picked me up from school every day. My mother would bring me in the kitchen. She taught me how to cook, so I'm a very good cook. So I got taught a lot of domestication and femininity, where a lot of people, they didn't have that luxury. Their mothers had to work jobs and suffer and struggle. I remember I asked this guy, and I know he was from the hood. I had this male friend, and even though he's gone to college and got a degree and stuff, you can't take the hood out of people. I asked him one day, if your girlfriend needed $50 to pay her phone bill, would you give it to her? He said no. I said, what? He said no, because if my girl can't hustle up $50, then why is she even my girl? And I was blown away, guys. And I said, wow, a lot of men are like that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't expect a woman to be domesticated or be feminine and be soft and be agreeable and be a team player if you're not doing your part as a man, if you're not being a provider as well. And I think in a Black community, Black American community, I think that is an imbalance. It's a big imbalance. And I'm not going to front. I prefer to date men who were raised by their mother and father. Because every time I date a man that was raised by a single mom, and shout out to single mothers, because y'all bust your ass to raise your children, they didn't have that father figure there. A lot of them, if they didn't have any man in their life at all, it's a horrible experience. I've never dated a man who grew up in a single parent home that was able to know how to navigate in the relationship. It's almost like I had to teach him how to be a provider, how to be a protector. He was even like overly emotional, lacked leadership, lacked respect for women. So it's so sad, and it's very important. Even if the parents are not together, it's very important. Where their dad died, they need to have a male figure in their life. So I'm definitely going to talk about that more, but I just had to get that out. And I'm talking about, these Black men cursed me the fuck out, guys. It was disgusting. And all I said was, she said that her husband pays all the bills. That means that she's happy to get up at 2:00 in the morning and cook for her husband. She's happy to be domesticated. She's happy to serve him. She's happy to be agreeable because he's handling his duties as a husband. And it's sad. And I think that is the reason why a lot of the Black community is behind, because it didn't catch up. They didn't catch up. A lot of the Black community did not catch up on this. And I live in a neighborhood. No, when I was growing up, the neighborhood is a fly in here. When I was growing up, the neighborhood was majority Black, right? But now my neighbors are Chinese. My neighbors are Hispanic, Mexican, Ecuadorian. Their husbands provide, and it's just, even the way they even treat women is different, and I'm not saying all Black American men. I'm just saying that a large majority are like this. I can even be somewhere and a Hispanic man, a Mexican or Ecuadorian man be like, Mommy, you want me to pay for you? I'll pay. You want me to swipe the MetroCard? You want me to, you need to get through? It's just like, guys, come on. Y'all got to catch up when it comes to being a provider and a protector, And it's so sad because a lot of women are choosing lesbianism now, guys. I love men still, but a lot of women, they're buying houses with their friends. They're giving up. Most of the women who said that they were married before, they're not remarrying. And they're turning lesbian, guys. All right. So we both have to be in the position for the families to work. Why are the Hispanics successful in family? Why are the Asians successful in family? What is going on? The statistics are in there, guys. You know what I'm saying? So Kiki Green and I are going to definitely talk about this more. All right. But what y'all saying in the chat? Oh, y'all not saying nothing, but y'all still watching. Okay. What's the next thing? I just had to get that off my chest because it is disgusting. All right. Oh, this is what I want to talk about. All right, ladies, and the men are gonna be. They're gonna. This is gonna fall on the men and the women. Okay. I believe what you said. Oh, I believe, right? When it comes to men and women being friends, I don't suggest it. All right. Maybe if you have like a male friend, coworker, or even that could be dangerous, right? But I don't think that men and women should be like close friends, okay? Maybe if one of them are gay, maybe it'll work out. And I'm not saying that it is not possible, but as a woman, I don't suggest you have a whole bunch of male friends, okay? And this is something I used to fight, okay? I used to fight this like, oh no, I have so many male friends. No, I don't. No, I don't. When I look back, all of these men wanted to sleep with me. Even my gay best male friend tried to sleep with me, guys. I had to lock myself in a bathroom. All right. It's nature. And it's not that, it makes them a bad person because they want to sleep with you or something like that. It's just nature. All right. A lot of men, they weren't raised around a lot of women to tell them the value of having a woman friend. All right. I think that we should at least have one. But to have a whole bunch of them, it becomes problems, right? And I started noticing that. And even sometimes they will tell you, listen, I value women. It's cool. We could be friends. And then something switches later on. Something switches. And I've gotten so hurt, guys, by male friends, right? I had this male friend a couple of years ago. I met him at an event. I think I met him like 2018, 2019. And by 2020, we were pretty close. We started doing lives together. I think I posted a video before of him, but I had to take it off because he was cursing too much in the video. But anyway, we got really close. And through time, I started dating somebody in 2020. And I noticed that through time, he just started like, saying little slick stuff about my man. And I'm like, but I thought he said that he valued friendship with women. So why is he acting like this? You can't help it. Sometimes when people are getting to know you, that's when they're going to finally be attracted to you. So I think when he first met me, I don't think that he was attracted to me in the beginning, but through time, we would talk on the phone sometimes for 6 hours. All right. And some people would say, well, duh, of course he'll fall for you if you was on the phone with him for 6 hours. But I was thinking in my head, he said he valued being friends with a woman. Bullshit. Because nature will win all the time. Nature will win. So, he started throwing jabs and saying little slick stuff and, at my man at the time. And even when we did break up, we still would hang out, and then he'll be like, well, y'all always hanging out. Y'all should just get back together, being that you always with him. And it was just like, I could see the guy was a bad guy, but my ex is actually a really good person. So I was just like, huh? Like, what's going on with this guy? And then he started to be mean to me, right? So a lot of these men, they'll end up getting mean when they realize, yeah, I'm never going to sleep with her, right? Who a man is, who a man shows you, ladies, who he shows you, who you are, who he is, when he realizes he can't sleep with you, that is his true character. All right? Not who he is before he sleep with you. Okay? Not after he sleeps with you. who he is when he realizes he cannot sleep with you. That is the true character of a man. All right. And as I'm getting older, and I don't know what it is, I guess they didn't think I would look, like this at 40. I thought they probably thought I was going to look washed up by 40. I'm noticing a lot of my male friends are like, oh, I want to be with you. What's good? You looking good. I can't take my eyes. And I'm like, ew, what? Ew. Like, I've known you for 20 years. Like, disgusting. Get away from me. I look at you as a brother, and then another thing male friends will do sometimes, they'll try to take you out. They'll try to spend money on you. Don't fall for it, ladies. Don't fall for it. Okay? And no matter how, they're trying to win you over. All right? And ladies, don't take money from men who's not your man. It's dangerous. And I know we're living in this sprinkle era. I was raised by sprinkle mom. Okay, my mother, I own a house today because my mother was a sprinkle woman. Sprinkle is from Shira 7, okay? It means, blessings and money. But my point is this. It causes a lot of problems. Men sometimes feel they can win you over by financially doing things for you, giving you money, taking you out, saving you in a financial hardship. They're not being genuine with it. They want to sleep with you. Okay. And even and people are allowed to change their mind. Okay. They might not have been attracted to you in the beginning, but they're attracted to you now. Okay. They're attracted to you now. Ladies, don't use your male friends. If you feel like you're not sexually attracted to them, you don't want to date them, don't be like that. I used to have a friend that used to do that. She knew she didn't like these men, but she would use them for money. And then she would complain when they would be outside her house stalking her. A dude would pop up at the nail shop where she get her nails done and be staring at her. She getting her nails done, looking at her like, bitch, give me my money. She even took $5,000 from a man once. You know damn well you not into this man. Why would you take $5,000 from this dude? This is the thing that women do. So I'm calling you women out. Don't take money. I don't care. Do whatever you gotta do. Sell something, not your cooch, but sell whatever you have to sell. Go to the pawn shop, do whatever you got to do to get that money up. All right. Do some hair, go get a second job, do whatever you need to do to get the money. I'm telling you, don't take money from men because it's not what you think it is. A lot of them is not doing it from the kindness of their heart. They're not. They're really not. And don't take advantage of your male friends. Like the love that you're not getting from your man or romantic partner, but yet you want to use the guy that likes you. Don't do that. And it's dangerous. Nobody really talks about the dangers of it all. I remember there was men screaming at the top of their lungs outside my window when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, because my mother done took some money from some man and didn't give it up. It's dangerous, guys, all right? That thing between your legs, ladies, is very powerful. It's very powerful. Y'all be saying penis is powerful? No. What we have is very powerful, all right? People will kill for it. Don't use these men. If you don't like them, you're not attracted to them, let them go and let them know, look, I'm not into you. There's nothing that you can do that will convince me to sleep with you, be with you. I'm sorry, you're a good person. Sometimes you even have to let people down lightly, so to say, but I'm getting that now. I'm getting a lot of my male friends. They're fading away. I changed my number, guys. I changed my number this week. I'm so excited. I was going to wait till my birthday, but I changed my phone number this week. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm noticing that they're being mean to me. I didn't do anything to them. I just do not want them. And I've known these men for 20 years, 10 years. I've been friends with these men. And now they're being mean to me because they hit, they shot their shot. And I was like, no, we're just friends. So be careful. All right. I got to call y'all out, ladies, because ladies will do that. Just like men will use women for cooter, ladies will use men for emotional connection that they're not getting from their man, or they'll be using men for money. All right. So don't use your male friends, ladies. If you're not there for just friendship, don't use them. There's a fly in here. Oh my God. Anybody have any questions? Because I'm just freestyling tonight. I'm just chilling. Okay. Okay, let's talk about not extending your light. So, what I noticed through the years with my friendships, I noticed that, and this happens with a lot of chosen ones, is that if it wasn't for us always starting the conversation with these friends or planning things, calling them, texting them, we'll never be friends with these people. And when you're a chosen one, it's almost like a ego thing with these people. Okay, I noticed that it's like an ego thing. So there are people who they just want to be my friend, not because they really like me, but we tend to make them look better, right? Hold on, let me get into my Yahoo email. We tend to make these people look better. So, do you know people would literally befriend a chosen one just to say, yeah, I'm friends with that person, but they have no intentions of actually treating you well or building with you. And, as a chosen one, you're going into the friendship like, yeah, like, oh, let's do things together. Let's go places together. Like, you really want a true friendship. No, they're only going into it to be like, yeah, at least I got the chosen one's attention. You get it? Or I got to date the chosen one, sleep with the chosen one. That's it. They're not really into you. They actually find you to be better than them. They feel that you're better than them. So in their heart, they're like, okay, if I can get the chosen one to be my friend, I'm going to get them to like me, want to spend time with me, want to get to know me. And then I'm just going to disappear on them. I'm going to drop them. I'm going to belittle them. I'm going to make them feel like shit when I'm with them. And that has happened to me a lot. And that's why, as a chosen one, you have to master the art of detachment when it comes to friendships, because those friends are going to come and go like a revolving door. Because a lot of them do not come to us to really be our friend. You know what I'm saying? They don't come to us to be our friend. And I've had people, on TikTok or on YouTube, just reaching out. They're just reaching out to see, okay, can I, ride on her energy? Can I get to know her? And they also get close to you because they want to see if you're real. They're not real. So they want to see, does real people really exist? Is this chosen one really a kind person? Are they really genuine? Are they really loyal? Let me see. Or they just coming to basically use you for your light, take your information, use you for your light, and then drain you, and then they dump you, and then they move on to the next chosen one. And they use them and they drain them, and then it'll make you feel like, damn, can I ever make a true connection with somebody? And this is why I mastered the art of detachment, because I realized that's what people were doing, and it sounds sick because you'd be like, why would somebody befriend someone that they don't like, because they want to get to know you to see if you're the real deal, if you're real. I've had people see that the guy or the girl that they like, I'm cool with them, so they just befriended me because they want to see what did the person that they like see in me. So they're going to come around you to mimic your spirit, to mimic your vocabulary. That's it. It sounds very, very sick, and it's shady and it's disgusting, but that's what people will do. I've had people just befriend me just so they can make content. All right. There's going to be people who watch you, they're in your space, and they see how loving you are to your friends. So instead of them wanting to invest in you as well, they'll just come around you just to drain you and be able to dump on you, energy vamp off you. Everyone's going to come to you. And the red flag for these people, I notice they're very aggressive. They're always very consistent when it comes to let's hang out, let's do something. When can we hang out? When can we hang out? I was like, all right, can you relax? Anyone that's coming to you and they too eager and they trying to speed through the process of getting to know you, they're probably a narc. They're probably an energy vampire. They're probably a user. All right. Not even a couple of months ago, but maybe about 2 months ago, I met a woman. She was a Scorpio. I met her in a restaurant. And I started to get red flags about her. I was just like, this is really, like, she did give me a good message the first night I met her, but the red flags to me was her, like, being too speedy, right? I was telling her I'm supposed to go to Mexico for my birthday, which I'm not gonna go anymore. I decided not to go because I didn't raise the money to go. I didn't get enough donations, so I'm not gonna go for my birthday. But I'm devastated about it. But we'll talk about that later. But she invited herself on my birthday trip, and I was like, that's fast. I would never meet a total stranger, only known them for a month, and ask to go out of the country with them. And then on top of that, she asked, can she share a hotel room with me? So these are red flags, guys. People moving quick. And I understand in this world, we see people going, oh my gosh, I met this guy. And 3 weeks later, we moved in with each other. You do not know that person in the 3 weeks. And let me tell you something, that is like a needle in a haystack, that these people actually met someone and they didn't turn out to be a psychopath. I personally would never do that. Okay. For some people it might work, but nah. If you a high vibrational person or you're chosen one, I don't suggest you do that. Don't be meeting people for 3 weeks and you're moving in with them, going on vacation, going out of the countries with people. I wouldn't do it. I think you need to give it a little time to get to know. I think it's a little different if you like, it's a risk. Everything is a risk because, when I went to Mexico last time, I met somebody, we went to the beach together. It's, a public place or whatever the case is. But to just meet somebody and in 30 days, they want me to go out of the country with them and share a hotel room with them. I don't know if I even feel comfortable leaving my purse around you, girl. I'll be sleeping like this. I would be so uncomfortable. Would y'all do that? Would y'all really go out of the country on vacation with somebody that you've only known? Y'all probably be getting flued out. Y'all probably be sleeping with people that y'all just met online. So let me mind my business, but no. I noticed that these energy vampires, they move very fast. They try to latch on to you. Another thing that she did was, she said, oh, I noticed, from your stories that you told me, you like to plan everything. So how about this? They try to take control of you. I noticed that. They try to take control of you. She said, You like to plan everything. So how about this? Why don't you plan the whole vacation? Just send me how much it costs and then we can just go. No, I'm not your fucking assistant. Excuse you? What? So you took stories that I told you about my past and now you're literally trying to do the same thing that other people did? That's why you gotta be very careful what you share with people, guys, because people will take the stories that you told them and be like, oh, word? So she let them get away with that, so she definitely let me get away with that shit too. So be very careful and be very cautious when you're getting to know people as a friend. The things that you're telling them, because they're taking note of that. People are sick in their head. People are like, now I know how I can use this person. Now I know what I can get away with. And she was computing all of that. They be sitting there all quiet, thinking they just being a good listener. Oh, they listening all right. They taking in all that information. So when you first meet somebody, let them talk, whether it's platonic, romantic, let them talk. Let them listen to what they're saying. What you said, Alicia? I agree. Friends who get close to you just to tear you down later. Yeah. Hey, Cinnamon, long time no see. I emailed you. So I noticed like she was trying to throw like, oh, you need to be the planner and I'll go with you. And then she said to me, oh, in our friendship, if you ever want to hang out, you have to convince me to hang out. I'm a Scorpio and, Scorpios, we don't like leaving the house like that. And I'm not doing that shit. First of all, keep in mind, guys, I'm 39 and this woman is 60 years old. You think I'm going to be blowing up a 60-year-old woman's phone number and asking her and begging her to go somewhere with me? No, you got me fucked up. No problem, Cinnamon. And it's just like, what the hell is wrong with people? I don't think people really know how to be a friend. And this is why I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is something that happens to me. A lot of you watch me on YouTube. Some people watch me on TikTok and they're like, oh, I want to be her friend. She seems cool, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, I don't befriend people easily like that. And I don't suggest that you do either, because I've been through a lot. I'm not going to lie, guys. I have PTSD when it comes to friendships. And the reason why is because I've been through a lot when it comes to friendships, but I'm also wiser. And when I meet people, I see red flags in these individuals that I saw in previous friendships, right? And I just be like, damn, not them too, And I want y'all to start paying attention to the patterns when you meet individuals, okay? And be like, dang, they kind of remind me of John, they kind of remind me of Marsha. Don't overlook these things. Your brain is letting you know, red flag, this person is like the last person. You might want to abort mission, okay? And one thing I realized, the more light you have, the more spiritual light you have, the more kindness that you have, the more vultures come to you. And this is why you have to vet people out. All right. And I see and hear a lot of chosen ones like, I don't have any friends. And you not having those friends is really God's protection. But I do wish for every chosen one to get a friend, a high vibrational person. I do wish y'all to have friends. It could be one or two. It doesn't have to be an entourage. And I still, to this day, I cannot believe that I used to hang out with like 20 people. Like, what? I used to be able to invite 30 people to my house like it was nothing. Hey, pull up. We doing some drinks tonight. We talking. Da, da, da. I cannot right now. I probably couldn't invite 5 people to my house right now. That's how much has changed. from, I think the last time I had a gathering was 2019 or 2018. So from 2018, 2019 to 2023, I can't. I cannot. And I can count my friends on one hand. And it's okay because it's peaceful. Am I lonely? No. I rarely get lonely because I actually enjoy my own company. And I think the more you spend time with yourselves, the less you'll even be addicted. Like I was supposed to go to an event last night. I didn't make it. I did not make it. I started getting like an introvert. I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I want to be around people. I don't have the energy to talk to people because I'm so used to not being around a group of people. And I hate going around a group of people. I feel like I have to entertain and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Good night, Alicia. Thank you for sticking in there. Good night. And I hope you have a good 4th of July, girl. I'm gonna get off soon too because it's 12 o'clock already. But I do get a lot of people who want to be my friend, but I have to be particular. And it's not because I think I'm all that, it's because of the experiences. And even some of and some people get angry with me. Some people book phone sessions, guys. The guys don't really do that. It's the women. Some people would just book phone sessions with me and, try to befriend me. And then when I don't build a friendship with them, they just like disappear on me completely. And I'm like, wow. And I think that that's disgusting. Like, did you really like me? Why is it that I have to be your friend? You saw me on YouTube. you saw me on TikTok. I don't owe you my friendship. And friendship is, to me, can be just as deep as a romantic relationship. Do you know how much you share with your friends? And this is how I know people really must not know the role of a friend, because when I'm a friend, I'm there spiritually and emotionally. Okay. If my friend is going through something, I feel like I'm going through it with them too. I engulf myself spiritually and emotionally. A lot of people don't. They're very surface based when it comes to friendship. So why do I reject friendship? Because I can kind of see when a person just wants a surface based type of relationship with me. And I'm a Scorpio moon. So I'm emotionally deep. So if I'm not going to go all the way in, I'm not going to go at all. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all have a lot of friends, guys? Are y'all in the chat? Because y'all not even talking. But yeah, I can't do it. I feel like I have, like I said before, I definitely have friendship PTSD, and I am not in the emotional state. Even though I know I do this life coaching thing, I know I help people, I do, content. I don't even have the emotional state to be a friend. I could be shady, flaky. I don't answer text messages, sometimes within hours, or you have one last friend that you recently let go. Oh my God. Well, I really hope you do get some new friends, Valentina. I really, really hope so. I just really hope. I don't really have to have like a deep connection with people, but I just want to be around like-minded people. That's what it is. I missed that opportunity last night, but I will have more opportunities to be around like-minded individuals. But right now, I really only have the energy for myself, and I have energy to build a romantic relationship. I do not have the energy to be people's friend, to make new friends. I really don't. I don't. Like, I do want like a group of people to like just go out and do brunch or do dinner or something like that. But majority of the people that come to me, they just want to latch on to me and not let go. And it's like, whoa. And I can't do all that. Or they just want to emotionally, because of the content that I do, when people try to befriend me through my channel, through my TikTok account, they want they want to dump on me. No, no, like what in y'all right mind would make you feel like a total stranger you met online wants to hear about all your dark stuff? No, I get paid for that for living. That's what I do for living. I'm being compensated to listen and to help people. But as far as me first meeting someone, no, I want to hear about your goals, your aspirations, and it's like people are just so miserable and sad today, guys. And don't get me wrong, I have my own problems and my financial problems at home, having a freaking mentally ill person in my house. I have a lot of things that I'm going through, but it's like, is anybody happy? Like nobody has any good news. As soon as I meet them, it's, oh, this is happening to me, and this is happening to me, and this happened to me when I was a kid. It's like, damn, bitch, you ain't got no good news. So that's what makes me back away and not want to make friendships, especially with women, because a lot of women, they're taught to trauma bond with each other. And I'm not about that trauma bond. No, I'm not going to tell you my deepest, darkest secrets in the beginning when I first meet you. No, I'm not going to do that. Through time, friends should get to know each other. But in the first week, I should not know about your baby daddy hit you and you got locked up. And that's too heavy. That's too heavy. Like what happened to like people? Like, can we do a picnic? Can we hang out? Can we go to the movies? Can we do dinner? Can we have fun? Can we share, the different fruits we eat in, the different herbs we're taking? Like, can we talk about about the aliens, talk about what's going on in the world before we start talking about all that heavy stuff? But that's the problem. People want to befriend you to dump on you. Oh no, baby. And I went through that all through my 20s and in my 30s. Nobody is dumping on Angelique. No, no more. What you say, Valentina? You and me are a lot alike. My name is Angie too. My name isn't Angie. My name is Angelique, but growing up, people call me Angie, which I don't know why they did that, because Angel is actually the short name for Angelique. But yeah, now I don't go by Angie. I go by Angelique now. But how you doing, Angie? I am so full of my own presence that I don't feel the need to have friends. But I'm concerned about growing old and having no one but my kids. I love how real you are, sis. Thank you, girl. I think that's a blessing. And I don't know, because I'm not a mom. You're Angela. Yeah, Angie and Angela, it goes. I have no idea where Angie came from. They should have been calling me Angel, but I grew up with a narcissist and he started calling me Angie, and my mom kind of went with it. Weird. My mom called me Jalique growing up, so I don't know. But now I go by Angelique because I kind of buried the name Angie because it's tied to too much emotional trauma. So I basically like killed Angie. Not you, but me. But I think it's beautiful. If you have children, I think it's beautiful. They could be your friend. I don't know how grown they are, if they're still young. But at least you have your children. I think that's beautiful, and hopefully you are close to them if they're older or younger. But that is a blessing, and I think some of us chosen ones, we are here on the planet to show you can be alone and be happy. You can be alone and not feel like you want to jump out of a window, And I never feel like that. It's to the point, and I think that's probably why I might not want to get married, because I really can't picture myself waking up to a man every day. I can't, guys. I can picture myself being in a relationship. He got his own house. I got my own house. We can be together, because I've been alone. I've been by myself for 17 years. My mom died 18 years ago. It's almost 20 years and I'm such a young person. I'm only 39, you know? So I I think that some of us are meant to show that we can be alone and be happy. You know, there's people outside. Every time I go somewhere, and when you're a chosen one, people are always going to talk to you. So you're never really alone. You know, the only time I feel bothered is when I'm going through something traumatic and I'm like, damn, I really am in this by myself. Like this is crazy. Like the two times I had surgeries, I dead ass was in the hospital by myself, no visitors, and the nurses are like, "Who should we call? You're not married. You don't have a boyfriend." Like I'm like, "No, you don't have family in New York." No, I don't. And they're looking at me and they're so confused because they're like, "How could this girl be so pretty and so sweet and she's by herself?" And a lot of times people will look at a chosen one who's alone and be like, "Well, what's wrong with you?" You know, people say that about me too. They'll be like, "What's wrong with you? You got to be crazy or there's something wrong with you." No, a lot of pure people are alone. You know, a lot of genuine kind people are alone because they got tired of y'all trying to use us. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to have a whole entourage. A person who can be alone is a very powerful person. I don't trust, when you see all those videos online of people like they on their girls' trip or their boys' trip, I don't believe them. I don't believe a lot of them. I've been around a lot of those people who had like those huge cliques. When I tell you drama, drama, but I do hope for every chosen one to at least get a best friend or a group of people who they have the same, what is it, the same light, the same information. Like, I have friends, but I lack having spiritual friends that I can like talk to. You feel me? So it gets lonely at the top of the energetic and spiritual refinement, right? Refinement ladder. It does. Like, I'd be like, damn, I could talk to these people on TikTok or I could talk to y'all on YouTube, but I don't have a lot of friends that understand me spiritually. Like, even my lover, he's not a spiritual man. Like, when I be telling him stuff, he be like, huh? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment. It's like, it feels like you speak another language almost. You get what I'm trying to say, guys? That's what it feels like. I be feeling like I'm speaking a different language. And so when I meet someone who is like-minded, it's like, oh, thank God I could be myself. Like I feel like an alien. A lot of chosen ones, we feel like an alien. And then also I need to start making some t-shirts that say spiritual celebrity on it, right? Because you feel like that. You know how like celebrities be like, oh, I feel alone. I think people only want to hang out with me for my money and my fame. But spiritually, we're like spiritual celebrities because people don't like to be around us because we feel perfect to them or we don't feel authentic. They don't feel comfortable in our presence, or we seem like chosen ones seem too knowledgeable, too in tune spiritually, that we come off as a weirdo. You get what I'm trying to say, guys? I don't know. So I research a lot. That's what keeps me not bored of myself. I'm always watching some type of documentary or some weird video about something. I watch crime shows. I watch things on psychology. I watch things on the way men think, the way women think. I'm always researching. That's what keeps me busy, pretty much. That's definitely what keeps me busy. And it's to the point where I just enjoy being in public alone too. I feel like you actually stand out more when you're alone in public. Because when I'm with a friend, people don't approach me that much. They'll just stare at me. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. They'll just stare. And they'll look at my friend and they'll keep it moving. I feel like a lot more miracles happen to us. You may not think so, but a lot more miracles happen to you guys when you're alone. Once you get comfortable being alone and understanding how powerful it is when you're alone, I mean, I be getting free stuff when I'm alone. I'll be getting information. God will send people to come up to me to tell me something, give me a message. I get away with so much when I'm by myself. Um, I just love that. And I wish any chosen one that is like, they feel like they're suffering because they're by themselves. Don't feel like that. I'm telling you, if you're not on TikTok, get on TikTok, guys. I'm on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok at Metaphysical Goddess, the number 7. I have a Patreon as well at Metaphysical Goddess. And I'm telling you, there are more chosen ones and like-minded people on TikTok. I feel like Twitter's foolishness, Instagram is foolishness. Facebook is big time foolishness. But if you really want to connect with some real chosen ones and some real high vibrational people, guys, go on TikTok. All right. I don't know about no dating sites because I don't be on no dating sites. Okay. And get into manifestation so you can manifest more like-minded people into your life, guys. I'm telling you, because we're out here. I think the problem is that other chosen ones and high vibrational people, we be in the house, we be by ourselves, we don't really be in the mix like that. It's almost like we have a covering too. We have a spiritual covering. So that's the reason why we can't be seen all the time. We're not meant to be seen. We're not meant to mix with a whole bunch of people. That's one thing I realized. And I realized that when I used to have a huge entourage and a lot of friends, I got in a lot of trouble. And I used to have a lot of spiritual attacks. Oh my gosh. When I used to have a lot of friends, guys, I had a lot of spiritual attacks. I used to see all kind of demons. Oh my goodness. I'll be in spiritual warfare. It was bad. Oh my goodness. I have so many demonic spiritual stories. And when I look back, I'm like, it's because I was around this particular person. You bring people in your home. I've had spirits come in my house through people. I'm telling you, being alone is spiritual protection. Get you 2 or 3 friends, you good. That's all you need. Oh, thank you. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Kayla Murrow? Thank you so much. What is going on? Y'all gave me so many compliments today. What is going on? Wow. Thank you. All right. I'm going to have to take all of that good energy and try to manifest. Oh yes, don't forget to bless me, guys, financially. You can put money on the chat or money on my Cash App. I'm gonna put it again in the chat. Thank you so much. I always collect donations through my live. This is what I do for living. I am a spiritual life coach. If you're looking for a spiritual life coach or someone just to talk to, I do have phone sessions available. It's $20 for 30 minutes and $40 for 1 hour. All how to book will always be in the comment section after I leave the live. Okay. What else? I think that's it. Let me see. Do y'all have any questions before I get out of here? Let me see. But wow, y'all gave me a lot of compliments. Maybe it's the red, maybe it's the hair. I don't know. Thank you so much. Or maybe it's the light. Maybe that's what it is. Wow. Thank you so much. But I'm telling you, it is really spiritual protection that you're by yourself. Don't ever feel that you're not worthy of friendship or you're not worthy of a romantic connection or anything like that. It's not that. It's just that the higher you become, the more high vibrational you become, the less people are going to want to do the work. They're not going to want to do the spiritual work to be your friend. This is why you have people come to you and they're pretending. I'm telling you, I meet pretenders all the time, and I'm like, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, huh? And it's okay. You can even have friends who aren't into spirituality, but it is harder. It is harder to be friends with people who don't understand you spiritually. And that's my wish. I just want to be around people who don't think I'm a weirdo or I have to dull down the conversation in order to talk to them. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Or who understand my position. Because you got to think about it. It's not easy to be friends. Imagine if, or I don't know, think back to when you wasn't woke or you wasn't awakened yet. Or some of y'all been woke since y'all was born. Some of us came into this world knowing, okay, but some of us was asleep. I was asleep at one point because I was in religion for many, many years, right? I always had one eye open, but I was asleep to a certain extent. But I remember years ago, I came across other chosen ones and spiritual people, and they couldn't get through to me, but they hung in there and they kept giving me literature and they kept telling me, trying to wake me up, and they woke me up a little bit, but I'll fall right back into religion or, back to being asleep and believing what's going on in the matrix and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to be patient with people. Like right now, the guy that I talk to, he is not spiritual, but he's willing to listen. So if you have a friend that they're not exactly like you, they're not a chosen one, or they're not spiritual yet, they're not awakened, they kind of got one foot in the matrix, maybe give them a chance. Maybe see if you can give them the literature. Don't force it on them. But if they're actually curious, if their spirit is curious about who you are and the truth, give them a chance, because everybody's not going to be a chosen one, guys. I'm telling you, we're very rare. We are very rare people. I'm almost 40, guys, and I have not met a lot of chosen ones in my life, not real ones. I met a whole bunch of fake ass chosen ones, a whole bunch of people faking in religion, faking in spirituality. So it's not, it's billions of us out there, but I think because we're working or because we are not always in the mix is why we're not meeting each other. But I'm telling you, sometimes you need to have a friend who's not quite like you, but then they're going to respect your views and they understand your value, of who you are spiritually in the spirit realm, meaning your authority and your ranking in the spirit realm. That's what I want to say. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. It's almost been an hour and a half. All right, and I ain't getting no donations, so I don't work for free. So your girl got to get out of here. I hope y'all have an amazing 4th of July. I don't celebrate 4th of July, but I might go sit in the park and eat a salad and and drink some wine and watch some fireworks. Sometimes you got to kind of step out of, your wokeness and just enjoy yourself. We know the truth of 4th of July. Okay. We did Juneteenth and all that. So just try to be safe and don't get too drunk and eat barbecue for me and have an amazing holiday. All right, and I'll be back probably next weekend. Don't forget to click like on this video for me before you leave or when you get out. If you need a phone session booking, check the comment section, how to book and how to donate. All right, love you guys. Take care.